Hello everybody, I hope that you are having just a fun day today and keeping yourself happy and content. Today I've got something special for you. We're going to be taking a look at the famous author J.r.r. Tolkien and his play, his poem. What do you call it? I call it a play. Wikipedia calls it a poem. And it's also an essay. It's part of an essay that has two essays that are part of it. And I have it in my copy of the Tolkien Reader, which I'll link to you below in the comments below so that way you can check it out. And it's the first thing in there. And it's the homecoming of, and I'm going to slaughter this name, but it's the homecoming of Beorhtnoth, Beorhthelm's son. Beorhthelm's son, or something like that. Anyway, it's 22 pages in my collection. And I read it last night for the first time. I've had this book for a long time. This is the first time I've read it. And here I'll show you what it looks like and why I'm calling it a play. Here's the first page of the second part of it. And as you can see, one person has a line here, and then another person has a line here, and so on and so forth. But it's considered a poem by Wikipedia. And the people who do Wikipedia probably know more than I do, but it looks like a play between two people in the middle part of the section, which is the last part of the section. Now, it's, like I said, it has three sections. The first section is an essay that sets up what's happening, and this is a battle that happened. It was a tragic battle because the Lord, the guy who's named the homecoming poem is based on, he let his hubris and his pride and his nobility get in the way of winning a battle. Basically what was happening is that there was an invasion of these godless Danes that was happening at the time in early 900s era England. And Tolkien sets this up for it in the first line. Basically what happens is that these Danish Vikings were invading, and they're invading the town of Æthelfred, this little small kingdom or dukedom, whatever. There was probably no king at the time, but you get the idea. But the leader is Beorhthelm. There's an H in there. It's weird. Anyway, but was the son, and he meets the Danish invasion, and they have to cross a river, but rather than fighting them to cross the river, he just lets them come across so that way they can fight on equal standings on the opposite side, which was silly, and him and his men die. And then in the poem we'll see his corpse, we'll see other things, we'll hear more about it, but this key point that he let him die, and one of the things that Tolkien really likes to blend in on is that there was a fragment of this story, a poem that describes the epic battle and so forth that has survived part of it. And that inspired Tolkien's love. So what he's going to do in the first part is he's going to give you the setting for a few pages of what happened, talk about the thing, talk about a couple of lines that inspired him, and then you get the actual play or poem itself proper. And then after the play poem, then you get the final essay where he looks at and dissects this heroic ideal and how it's silly, and he compares it to Beowulf and Sir Gawain the Green Knight, to other examples where this sort of thing gets in the way of the person. Only there they don't have responsibilities, like Beorn has in this short story, and in this play, and in this real life thing that happened. He had responsibilities. He needed to make sure his men would survive. He needed to make sure his people were surviving and wouldn't survive the invasion, right? So his idea, basically, Tolkien is that, hey, look, this guy had responsibilities, but these other people are free agents, right? So if they lose, it's fine. But in this case, this guy had responsibilities and he should have known better. And so you'll get a heavy critique of this idea from Tolkien in the third section of the story of the collection of the 22 pages that's dedicated to this. Now, this was published in scholarly journals. Reads like a scholarly journal. a first part and a third part do. The second part is an unusual edition, though, and I can certainly see why it was included in the Tolkien Reader, because you are mad for Tolkien. This is one of the best-selling readers of all time, right? So people are going to read pretty much anything by Tolkien that they can get their hands on, even if it's a scholarly play with even if it's a scholarly play that's set in between two scholarly articles and published in a scholarly journal. Still, people are going to want that. They're still going to want it. It was published in 1954, according to Wikipedia. So there you are. That's Homecoming for you. And I won't slur the guys' names again of our Beors. So there you are. I will just call it Homecoming. Have you read it? What did you think about it? If you did, I would love to engage you with it further in the comments below. If you like this video, hey, why not hit that subscribe button? Because there's going to be a lot more of these to follow in fantasy, science fiction, and in horror. And then finally, hey, I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your day and investing it in watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, right? And we're being pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So once again, have a great day.